Hey there, guys. It's the Healthy Life Coach 702. Just reaching out to give you a few tips about healthy relationships. For those of you that don't know, my name's Veronica. Many people call me Ronnie for short. And my whole focus is living a healthier, balanced life. I'm not talking about perfection. Sometimes people think, health, oh, it's perfect body, perfect everything. No, none of us are perfect, and I don't seek for perfection. I'm always seeking to improve. And things that I learn, I love to share with others. So, getting back to healthy relationships, and I believe that starts at home. That starts with the parents, that starts when a child is in the womb. Um, Many times I can speak to the Black culture, African American culture, and so on. Because being in this country, America, we've gone through so many trials and tribulations from slavery and still blatant discrimination and brutality and so on. And all of that is trauma. So if you're carrying a baby and you're experiencing that, or any type of abuse, that can definitely affect the baby and how they bond and how the mother bonds. And even after you're born, if you have parents that don't or don't know how to be affectionate, don't know how to or weren't accustomed to hearing I love you themselves from their own parents, you can't give a child what you haven't received. You can't give another person what you are lacking. So many times you have parents that can't say the simple words I love you, or express it in the form of a hug or kisses. Sometimes some parents may feel, oh, well, I provided a roof over your head, I got food on the table, you should know that I love you. Unfortunately, that is not true. Many times, especially women, if you're not getting that, love and getting it cultivated from home, you'll end up attracting the wrong kind of people because you're not clear on what love is, and someone may be showing you some type of attention, but it's not necessarily affection. It's not necessarily coming from a loving place. It could be just coming from a place of lust. And many times this is, can result in women or young girls even, getting into relationships with young men thinking that it's love. And, it could result in a situation of, ending up being a single parent at a very young age or even later in life. Because if you don't receive that love at home, it's not expressed to you or it's not demonstrated to you in conjunction with being expressed, people can be confused. And many times, we have like these dual standards where, young boys, young men are taught to, conquer all, sleep with as many women or, young girls, from a young age as you can. But yet you're telling, the young girls or, hey, no, keep your dress down, and so on. Well, these boys or young men can't conquer if you're not, if both aren't participating. And again, if that young woman is not taught what true love is, she may think that attention is love and may go through a number of situations where someone's showing attention, maybe the wrong attention, and they're mistaking it for love because they weren't taught it at home. And, so it's very important as parents to try to create a loving, peaceful environment, starting from, pregnancy and, and moving forward. And if it becomes, a situation where it's not a great environment, I know many, that have gotten married, they are against divorce. I'm not encouraging divorce, but if it's not a healthy situation, you have to, deal with that with God and do what's best for your mental, your children, your emotional being, and ultimately your health, because if your mental's not right, your emotional is not right, it's going to affect your health in more ways than one. And for many women, it can result in different medical conditions, the number one being cancer. So again, as parents, we have to really focus on the environment and not worry about what others may think or say. Or you may have been brought up in a home where the parents are married for many years, but sometimes people marry for convenience. Sometimes people marry for money. Sometimes, oh, it's cheaper to keep her. And they may be on two different paths, but you have to think about what's healthy for you and those and your children. And many times that means leaning into your faith. That means that you have to trust God. You have to go to him and with your concerns, and ask him for help, and ask him to guide you, send the Holy Spirit to guide you. And again, many times we worry about what people think. Oh, well, if I get divorced, what is my family going to say? What are they going to think? Again, I believe that's between you and God. You have to do what's right for you, and because you only have one life to live. You can't live your life based on what other people think. And especially, in some family or even friend dynamics, you have certain family members, you go to them, in confidence, and you ask, please don't repeat this to someone. Sometimes you just need someone to talk to, and just, sometimes even hearing yourself verbalize it out loud, that helps. But then when you have someone that can't wait to hang up the phone and dial in everybody else, and then, a long lost relative that you haven't even spoken to in maybe 20 years, and they get on the phone and say, oh, are you still doing this? Or are you still dealing with these kind of men and this and that? And it's like, wait a minute, I haven't even talked to you, But so you have to be careful who you speak to. And then some people will give you lame excuses. Well, I was taught that I'm holding so many secrets. It's just easier for me to tell. But you have to stop and think. Some things, if you have permission to tell someone's, closest secrets, sorrows, emotional letdowns, traumas, if you have permission to repeat that, great. But if you don't have that permission, it falls up under the category of gossip. And gossip hurts many people because most times people don't know the whole story. They will place judgment. You can be, certain family members don't deal with you because of what someone has said, and it can trickle down. It could trickle down to, it may be, your daughter, and then her daughter, and they don't deal with you because of something that's said. So again, starting at home, be mindful of what you repeat. Keep things close to your heart, because in reality, we do want people to treat us fairly. We do want people to treat us with care and treat our feelings and personal business with care. Another thing, as it relates to love, again, if you haven't it hasn't been demonstrated for you, think about, even make a list. I love lists. 100 thoughts that just come to mind. What does love look like for you? What do you want in a partner? And those are the things that you want to demonstrate to others, what you want to receive, because what you put out into the universe does come back to you. And so you may have not, had that modeled for you, and you may not even know how to, go about that. That may be, a time where you may have to do some research on your own, read some books, listen to some podcasts, read the Bible, because that, in my opinion, is the guide to life, how we should live life, how we should treat one another, how we should interact with one another. Sometimes it may call for, either a life coach or either a therapist. Some people say, what's the difference? A life coach deals with where you are right now and where you're trying to go. A therapist, they go to the root and moving forward. Therapy is usually, ongoing. Coaching is, for a specific amount of time. You complete a goal, you may want to go back and create some more goals. But generally, that's the difference. Um, so, on that note, again, demonstrate what you want to receive. Don't be a person that, sits up and listens to gossip. Don't be a person that, perpetrates gossip, because it all comes back to you. And when I, spoke about the dual standards, when you're raising children, there shouldn't be a different standard. You should, well, not should. I would encourage you to, raise male or female, wait, before entering, a sexual relationship. I would encourage you, if you can, wait until marriage. Some people can't, some people don't. I'm not here to judge, because I'm not God. That is not my place. That is not my lane. But I would encourage, young people to wait, or even older people. I'm 52. You got some older than me, 85 years old, with semi-harems. I don't know. I see and I hear a lot of different things, and it still kind of blows my mind. I know they say there's nothing new up under the sun, but sometimes I just wonder, and I still struggle with, I equate age with maturity, or wisdom, and that's not always the case. Some people will forever act their shoe size, and it's unfortunate. But like I said, demonstrate what you want to receive. Learn to verbalize. It's okay, sometimes we're taught as females that, it's, submit to your husband and so on, and that's okay. But it's also okay to verbalize what you need. A man, shouldn't have to try to figure out what pleases you. It's okay to open up to the right person. And that takes time to get to know. And still, sometimes you can know people for years, and they can still, pull a rabbit out the hat on you. You're like, where'd that come from? But it's okay to verbalize, hey, these are the things I like, or I'd appreciate if you don't do that. I really appreciate if you don't say that to me or do so-and-so around me. But always in kindness and love, because love conquers all, it heals all. And when you come from a place of love, it opens up a lot of positivity and positive doors, opposed to waiting till you get totally frustrated, then you snap, and then somebody's thinking you're crazy, or like, where'd this come from? Oh, they got anger issues. And a lot of times it's from previous relationships. It's from, possibly poor parenting. And you don't know how to, or you're, my mind's kind of going all over the place, so please forgive me. Some of us are raised in eras where children are to be, the saying is, children are to be seen, not heard. I beg to differ. I raise my children. You have a voice. Just always come to me with respect. I don't mind questions. I don't mind you having an input. But as long as you're respectful, I will entertain, your thoughts. I may not agree with you, or you may not persuade me, but I always encourage my children to, to share their opinions. Even now, they're all grown. They're all 18 and above. Wow, feeling really old. No, I'm really blessed. I'm blessed that, my children are grown, and I'm still here to interact with them, still here to try to guide them. And I'm still learning too, as a woman, as a mother. I'm not perfect. I don't know it all. I've made mistakes parenting. I, have made mistakes, still make mistakes now. But I am woman enough to go to the person and say, hey, I thought about this. I was wrong. Or I should have did it this way. Or I didn't mean for it to come out that way. Even if I was dealing with, not to make excuses, I'm sorry, I had a lot of things in my mind. I was dealing with a lot, and you didn't deserve to be on the other end of that. That's how you create and maintain healthy relationships. So on that note, be an example of what you want to receive. Encourage good communication, open communication. And most of all, what I really dislike is those that are so judgmental. And I think they fail to realize, hey, you've made some mistakes too. You're still making mistakes. Your life is not perfect either. So, and another thing, like in my personal experiences, I've always heard, oh, Veronica, you're so smart and you're so bright. Why are you dealing with this? Okay. Sometimes smarts doesn't always equate to wisdom, or sometimes we as women, we think, especially when I was younger, we think we can fix people. Or as my mother would say, you and all your patience, because I have a really big heart. And when I was much younger, I would, wear my feelings on my sleeves. So if you cross me, then I would snap and I would really let you have it. And then it was like, oh, hey, yeah, that's why I got the name, the cussing Christian. But, I've tried to improve in that area too. And I'm still working on me. Till the day I die, I will continue to work on me, continue to, go to school. I'll continue to learn from people, just watching people. You can learn, you have to verbalize anything. You can learn something. And that's the mindset I try to foster, is to be open-minded, to be an example of what I want to receive, to not be judgmental, because you don't know what that person or that family has gone through. You don't know what their circumstances are. And for you to judge, or I would never, you don't know what you would do in a situation. You don't know whether, the self-esteem, that's one thing I forgot to cover. Self-esteem is huge. That starts in the home. You can have parents where they think it's funny, it's cute to try to say little things that, but it actually brings a child down. And it can cause, some children to become shy. And really, shyness is insecurity. If you can't feel secure at home, where can you feel secure at? And then that increases those insecurities when you constantly, have, parents that, sometimes will use you as a conversation piece. They will use your mistakes, your poor judgments as again, entertainment for others, other family members. As I mentioned, you could, not have seen a family member for 20 years. All of a sudden, a particular family member is in their presence and they're, oh, are you still doing this? Well, I think that was 20 years ago. I would hope I've, evolved since then. So in those situations, hopefully you have a parent that, or, a person that raised you, or whoever you're dealing with, that you're able to go to them in love and let them know, look, your behavior, it's hurtful. You using me in my situation as a conversation piece or entertainment, it's very hurtful to me. And I would, appreciate if you wouldn't do it. It would be nice if some people would apologize. Some people feel like they will justify or try and justify instead of apologize and being accountable. Well, that was just the way I was raised. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Or you just get over it. That's, stepping in the line of that narcissistic arena. But that's another topic for another video. So again, I'm not one that can quote scriptures and all that. There are certain things that I retain, some things I don't. I do know that there is, a particular scripture that goes something like this. You go to people that, may have wronged you or you've wronged them. You try to make peace with them. If you can't make peace with them, then you take your blessings, shake the dust from your feet, and move on. And no need for wasting your time cussing them out. No need for revenge, because vengeance belongs to God. So you just take that as a lesson, and, you just be more guarding with your personal information, and, just be careful of who you share with. And if, sometimes it takes us a long time to learn the lessons, because you think, oh, well, this is my mom or this is my dad. I should be able to share my situations with them. Should is, a word I try to stay away from, because I think we as humans, we think everybody should be like us. And that's why I try to stay away from that word, because everybody's different. Everybody thinks different. Everybody behaves different. So therefore, what you may do, they may not do. Or they may smile in your face and say they agree in this and that. And again, they can't wait to hang up that phone to go ahead and use your situation as entertainment. So on that note, healthy relationships begin at home. And even if you're not raised within your biological family, you can make a difference, starting with self, starting with, again, good communication, demonstrating good habits, and being open, not judgmental. Be willing to, take a few seconds before you open your mouth to even comment. Try to see where that person's coming from. Again, you may not agree. You may have to agree to disagree. But those are the key steps to having a healthier relationship. On that note, you guys have a beautiful rest of your Saturday. It's okay, kind of cloudy here in northern Nevada, but it was still a good day. And I hope you had a good day, and I hope this helps. And if you have any questions, please list your questions. I try to answer the questions as soon as possible. Forgive me, I kind of sometimes spread myself a little thin. I have a big heart, and I'm just always trying to help, and sometimes I overdo it. So again, balance. I'm not perfect and not striving to be perfect. So I just try to encourage healthy relationships, healthy living. That's why I'm the Healthy Life Coach 702. Anyways, on that note, like I said, be blessed, be a blessing to others. And if this has helped you, please like, please share, please comment. If you're able to subscribe, do that also. But I do welcome questions. And on that note, again, be blessed and be a blessing to others. Bye now.